So if you were planning this kind of encounter in the National Security Council or the State Department, I think there are a few areas that you would really want them to focus on. You would want them to talk about Syria in a serious way. You want them to talk about Ukraine in a serious way. And you'd want them to talk about arms control and nuclear weapons in a serious way. And then you'd also want the U.S. president to challenge the Russian president on Russian interference in American democracy and have a kind of serious rejoinder to that. If Trump went into the NATO summit, that went really well. He came out of it with the optics of serious alignment between the U.S. and its European partners. That would give him leverage in a negotiation with Putin. The problem is if the pattern in the last few weeks with the G7 and then the encounter with the North Koreans holds, he's just as likely to undercut solidarity with allies and insult NATO, talk about tariffs targeted at our European partners more than the Chinese or Russians. And if that happens, if there's a sense of disarray in the transatlantic relationship going into the Putin-Trump encounter, that undermines U.S. leverage and helps Putin. Sitting face-to-face with the U.S. president and between the two of them working out arrangements in all of these different conflicts in the world. It puts Putin at a very high level. It allows him to play his hand very, very skillfully. And it creates this image of the United States and Russia together addressing the biggest problems on the global stage, and with the two of them as equals. And that is a huge help to Putin at a time when, Russian power over the long term is declining. And he is trying very, very hard to make sure that it retains a kind of central role in each of these conflicts. And he's done that very well. So even as Trump has talked about his relationship with Russia, the U.S. Congress and other parts of the government have started implementing new rounds of sanctions. And Putin would like some relief from that. So if he can use this opportunity to give Trump a political victory and make Trump feel like they've had a successful summit in exchange for some relaxing of sanctions on people around Putin who are important to his power base, that would be a real victory for Moscow. If you got a serious statement from Putin and a real commitment on electoral interference and really moved that forward, if you got a serious process going on arms control, on nuclear weapons, and if you got some kind of progress on the situation in the Ukraine, I think that would be perceived as a win. I think all of those are probably long shots, but if you could move some subset of those challenges and really kind of make policy progress, not just kind of gauzy high-level announcements, but really make progress on those, I think that would be positive.